Welcome to Edessa the Dark Crusades. This particular scene takes place in the merchant's quarters of the city. Memnon is hunting. He's been a very, very busy Lasombra, it seems. What with his chopping up of a body and other such things, with his smith work and things of that nature, he has to keep himself fed, keep him rather healthy. And so, in the merchant's quarters, he seeks to feed or find other ways to sate the belly, as it were.
Yes. Trying the sociable approach is just not in Amnon's expertise. So he's going to look for someone who is perhaps a little wobbly, perhaps a little drunk, walking off the beaten path. We'll try to ambush someone. If there's a person like that, or a little perception for it first, or
Yes, perception alertness, please. It's not very difficult. It's a merchant area. There's plenty of taverns and places to drink and things of that nature. So you'll just depends on how drunk of a person you're looking for and how kind of away from the public is this person.
right, right, right. Would my acute sense of sight come into play?
I will allow it.
If the diff was a 5, I got 2 success.
Yeah, that should be fine. Uh, as Memnon is looking through the crowd of people, many of them cavorting and the like, which is usually what happens in the merchant areas anyway. Lots of drinking and music plays. Uh, you do see a rather wobbly person kind of moving themselves rather abruptly down an alleyway. You can only assume that it's probably to urinate.
How lovely.
Well,
Uh,
when you're drunk, you gotta pee. I mean, where else are you gonna go?
Fine dining. Eh, um, okay. So, yeah, if Memnon can, he'll stalk him slowly, not to alert the person or be seen sneaking around. Um, with the opportunity, he would strike. So not to be heard. A dex stealth, I take it.
What exactly are you going to be doing? You're going to stealth. Are you gonna like basically? Are you trying to like stealthily grapple him?
Right. Yes. Yes. I want to sneak up behind him and I can't get my
Uh,
arm around his neck and choke him out.
I would say the first one you have to do is going to be Dex Stealth. That'll be the first one, and if you succeed on that, then it would just be like Dex Grapple or no, not Dex Grapple, like Strength Brawl to grapple, and that would be it. But it depends on your successes.
Okay, 2 success on the Dex and Stealth.
Okay. As he slips himself into the alleyway, uh, Memnon is taking exceptional care to uh, kind of maneuver himself around the kind of loose rocks and some of the uh, various little pots and things that are about in alleyways for people to. People use it for lots of things, really. Making sure to not really clank anything and make a sound as the person uh, to the uh, is to the back, and you can hear the sound of them pissing on a wall.
Okay, so when Memnon is maneuvered himself fairly close as he can, backside, he would go in for a chokehold so the person's wind is cut from him and he can't scream. Hopefully pass out.
Well, hope you don't fail, Ravanch.
Well, do I get bonus dice for an ambush?
No. It would just be regular.
One, two, three, and four. The diff is 6.
You hit it with that because the person's back is turned. You really difficulty isn't all that much. I don't think even that the difficulty usually for the merchant areas. Let me see. The merchant quarter is the rack. Yes. Yeah, like the difficulty is 7 physically, but you have what is it? You had like 3 successes on that part.
Well,
Yeah,
2, 10 and 7. 10 and 7, yeah.
Yeah, like 2. That's more than enough. That's more than enough, honestly. So you can easily do so.
Okay. Yeah. So, Memnon would take the time to choke the guy out because, given his affliction, biting into the man, he'll struggle.
And as you pull into the person, he does struggle as one would do in a situation, but with the uh, grip you have upon the neck area, you're able to kind of slowly bring the person to unconsciousness. Though you can clearly see as you do so the horrible kind of smell of his piss, and it's like all over his pants region as well. Being that you grappled him so roughly while he was doing so, but he did nothing that Memnon needs to really concern himself with, as he has to drink in any case. Do you have like prey exclusion or anything like that?
You'll have grip of the damned.
You just have grip of the damned?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you just roll me a stamina roll?
Straight stamina, right?
Huh?
Straight stamina, just only stamina.
Just your stamina. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing horrible. I promise you. This was basically I just had the stamina just to see if you would be able to kind of resist intoxication.
Okay.
Because remember, the man was incredibly drunk,
Mm-hmm.
so Memnon is feeling a very incredible buzz from the man's blood, and after you have kind of drunken away at what you feel you need to drink from, you were already. What was your blood level before you fed on him? Were you at your hunger score or not?
Oh yeah, I was definitely on my hunger score at 3.
Okay, then I need you to roll self control then,
Gotcha.
because yeah, that will.
Indulgence.
Yep. hmm you're incredibly drunk, and you might be like, hey, I want more of this.
Was an 8 good? 1-8.
I think an 8 will be fine, at least for this particular moment. As you drink and you feel the taste of the blood on your lips, and it tastes incredibly sweet. The man's been drinking a very perhaps like a mead, a very honey sweet kind of alcohol, and it makes you want more of it because who doesn't want to have more of a good thing? So you drink a little bit more, but you're able to kind of stop yourself. It basically kind of prevent yourself from drinking more than what's necessary. So basically, uh, you get like you get like about get like 2 blood points or so, enough that kind of gets you you know decent, but you're still pretty drunk from the blood.
Um, Yes, Memnon will at least give the man his decency to prop him sitting up. Down in a pool of his own, piss and whatnot. Making sure the wound is closed after he takes his fangs back. Yeah. I guess in this state of mind, as Memnon is, thoughts running through his head, he remembers seeing that strange symbol on well, not quite a poster, but a piece of paper. Men who said they were out hunting some wild beast. Sparks curiosity. I go to seek them out.
Okay. So, do you want to try and look for more posters of this of the symbol, or
Sure. Yeah.
then yeah, give me a perception. Actually, yeah, give me a perception alertness.
Okay. Is this hampered by being drunk?
It will be hampered by being drunk. So it would be a difficulty of 8. And also because you're in the bazaar, the merchants area, there's posters and flyers and lots of other things kind of put up. So it'll be fairly difficult to find it.
Fail.
Yeah, uh, as you uh, as you look to one of a place at the very least to see if you can find the flyer again, you find it no longer, or at least not there. There seems to be lots of other posters and parchments that have been placed up, many for uh, taverns and regular wanted posters for criminals and thieves and things like that. Nothing out of the ordinary like that poster.
Okay. Okay. Um, and he spot anyone that looks like they're dressed for battle? Someone perhaps that looks like either a traveler or on the city watch, but someone who looks armed and they're going places.
I would say that you see, gentlemen like this. They don't exactly look like city's guards. They look more like brigands. But you do see a couple of men there uh, in the merchant area. They look like they are drinking uh, either not like in a celebratory fashion, more as if they are steadying nerves. I guess they're not being very boisterous. They're just kind of sitting and drinking.
Okay. Non would try to keep his balance and composure as he might stagger way over. I'd say, excuse me, men. You look like adventurers.
As uh, as you say that, this gentleman wearing the helmet kind of looks at you and he says, "And what is to you, Saracen?" Being incredibly offensive. He is. He doesn't look like he's like drunk like you, but he doesn't seem to be very jovial.
Mhm. Non would say, if you are the men about to go slay these beasts I've heard tales of, join your cause. Look for battle.
As you say that, they this gentleman in particular, all of them. There's about five guys. They all roughly look at you and they go, "You, sir, you, an adventurer, right? Let me tell you something. We're not going anywhere to be slaying some beast. If anything, we are advising people to stay away from it. You see, sir, we had just returned from an excursion to fight this thing. There were 30 of us, and only we five returned because we had sense instead of such things like honor. What good is honor when you see a man being crushed into paste by a creature's paw and watching a friend's torso ripped clean from his armor?"
Can I roll an intelligence occult to discern what kind of beast that would do that?
You certainly can. I will tell you, it is a difficulty of 9.
Enough.
It is a very rough, very rough thing.
Had it.
Oh, yep, almost had it. Almost had it. No, Memnon, you've probably heard, you obviously from, where he's from, and obviously from being like kind of a traveler, you picked up stories of, kind of large beasts and things like that, but uh, nothing, nothing really jogs your memory of what it could actually be because depending on where you went, the monster was always something different. Like some was a giant lion, others, giant fish, just basically monsters that eat people. Uh, you really can't put your finger on what it actually could be, or if it is actually an actual monster, because it could just be a large, real animal.
Okay. Memnon, I will ask about how far out was this slaughter city?
The gentleman picks up his drink and scarfs it down, and he goes, "A good couple of about it, good couple of days away from here to the city of Timoran. Some of the really craggy, rocky outposts. People seem to think there's a cave or something nearby, but the thing is that there are many caves in that area. They think that it's a place where the monster sleeps, but no one has ever been able to find it. Rather, it seems to find them. And before you know it, it's gone, disappeared in some sort of black smoke, as if it is a creature made of moonlight." The men first to die, I saw them stabbing, shooting arrows at this creature's form. It did not seem to acknowledge their work, their blades. It was as if it was mere annoyances to this thing.
And this, did it have fangs? Claws? Tail?
Yes, large teeth made for crushing through bone. Some of us, those who were able to escape, we saw it and we could hear it. We could hear it crunching the very bones as if it was consuming every piece. Large claws meant to cut into the earth and into armor to peel away as if it was like bread to a knife. It looked like some kind of large dog.
I could not blame you for saving your own life, but with this knowledge and this shame, it would haunt you forever if you men did not one day avenge your fallen comrades. Who knows? Who knows who else may suffer the fate of your fellow companions at the hands of this beast?
Well, if they're so eager, like you are, to go and hunt it, then do so. Me and my compatriots have no desire to hunt it any longer. We know when to accept defeat. The money that is being offered is of itself not even worth the risk.
Can Memnon tell if these are the same, like, by their weapons and their armor? Are these, like, the stuff he made for these guys?
You can certainly, you can certainly, you could ask them. I think you could probably just ask them. They might tell you.
Okay. Memnon will ask if they are the company of men whom purchased their armaments from, and the smith named Memnon.
Well, he kind of rubs under his chin a bit, the guard of the mask, and he goes, I remember there being a man, an upright man like me, blonde hair, said his master owned this forge, and that his master made all of this attire, and we paid for it. But if I knew the master who made these things, I'd stab him to death and be happily hung for it, for his armor did nothing.
Ooh, that's gonna. Oh.
Is that it? Do you need to roll self-control? I believe you should.
I think so. Yeah. As far as my path rating goes, I don't know. That's kind of sounds like a slight on his honor.
Probably.
Them...
Yes, probably. What is your path? What is your path?
Path of Kings.
Yeah, probably yes. Anything such as that, a besmirchment of your honor, even a smith. A smith lives or dies by the quality of his goods. So I will allow that.
Highest I got is a 7.
Let's see. I would say that is going to barely keep you in check. You're visibly kind of angered by this, but you're barely keeping the beast in check. Like it might be in your best interest to either leave, is what I'm saying, in case you do not wish to incur hear more insults, because he's flinging them like mad, because he's pretty drunk. Well, actually, you are drunk still. So, would a 7 be good? Let's make it fun. Let's say no.
Okay, not a problem. Memnon will bristle up and will say, well then, coward, here's your chance, for I am the man who made those blades, and it is you who had failed to steal, not my steal you.
As you say that, the gentleman gets up from his seat. His associates are attempting to, kind of grab him, try to, stop him from doing this. Obviously, they are intoxicated, but they are not as bad as you are, and he is. And he's, they're trying to grab on him and telling him to stop. They're saying, I believe his name is Joffrey. telling him, telling him to stop, do not do this, and he's telling them off as he pulls out his blade, and he is going to. This won't be like a full. This is not going to be like a real initiative thing because not like a full combat stage. I'm going to say he's going to try and hit you. You can try and hit him, and we'll take it from there. Whoever hits hardest wins. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So I'm going to roll his. This is Dex melee. He hits with 3. Let's see here. He has a short blade. Taking everything. So yeah, he basically just has his blade out and he strikes at you. The cuts that he cuts at you, if anything, he's barely cutting at your clothing. If anything.
Okay, so like almost just out of his reach.
Yeah, almost just out of his reach. Like his friends are really trying their hardest to stop him from actively assaulting you with this weapon. It's like while this is going on, of course, there's people calling for the city watch to hurry. So if you wish to do anything to this man or to leave, that is your decision, sir. I am leaving it up to you, as you are pretty pissed because he's basically pissed all over your honor, sir, and your armors.
Right. Since I didn't come armed with anything,
so the only thing you can do is punch the shit out of him. I mean, how much potence do you have?
I have 2 in potence.
Yeah, you could do some damage with that if that's really what you wish to do. You're probably not thinking. Again, you're intoxicated.
So. Yeah. Would it be fair enough to say in my state of mind that Memnon would at least either kick or take hold of his sword arm and snatch the sword back?
I would say for that, I would say no, because that's kind of a little bit higher thinking process. I mean, he can certainly attempt to do so. I'm not going to tell you can't. I'm just saying that because he's fairly drunk, he might, the brain, when it's brought to its basic impulses, is, if I punch thing, it will stop.
Right. Okay. Could I just spit in the guy's face and leave?
You can. I mean, if if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to tell you no. Trying to give you some good options.
Yeah. City's watch is coming.
Really
by them.
I'm going to say time. I'm going to say time-wise, being that you're kind of in a spot that's a little bit away from the normal hustle bustle of the the merchants area. It's going to take them about 15 minutes.
Okay, then you know what? Yeah, I'll just cinematically. Memno's trying to try to just backhand the guy for forgetting himself.
That's perfectly fine, sir. I mean, again, Road of Kings. So if someone below your station insults you, you must defend your honor. That is a part of it, after all.
Okay. So that would be a dex roll first.
Yes. Ugh, goodness.
One success. Strength.
Yeah, it's going to be your strength plus potence. Okay. Excuse me. As you hit him with, two. That's pretty rough. As so basically you Memnon backhands him, correct? As he attempts to, he's cutting at your clothing, your decent clothing that you kind of like, and you're like, you're not gonna take this. You're not gonna take this shit from him. And you give him a good backhand, and as you hit him, it's with enough force to basically kind of throws him back onto his compatriots, and they check on him, and he's knocked out cold from your hit, and it's about that time that you can hear people outside again saying that the watch is coming. That you basically only got about 5 minutes or so to leave the area.
Yeah. Memnon would just, as he walks away, he looks at his friends that restrained him. And, he says to them, "You are welcome to my forge, but he is not." And went about his way, getting out of Dodge.
Okay. And as you as you do so, please give me a good dex stealth,
Gotcha.
and this will be against the guards of the city watch's perception alertness. Let's see who they're more concerned. Let's see who they're more concerned with.
Three,
Three.
16.
3, very nice. You're very lucky because they didn't see shit. They didn't see you, I should say. They get to this little hole in the wall, see what's going on, so they don't take notice of you as you make your way away from that area.
Okay. Okay. Um. Yes, Memnon feels confused and perhaps just a little doubtful, as he can't rationalize why his weapons didn't work and why his his armor failed those guys. Let's see. What do we do from here? I guess is there a library that's open or a repository of books so accessible?
I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places like that, I would say if you're wanting to find such places I would say you would have to go to either the Prophet's quarters. It basically would have to be in. Yeah, it'd have to be in like one of the uh, nicer places. So definitely like the quarters area. So like Prophet's Quarter, the the Jewish or the Christian, depending on where it is that you're looking for.
Um, I guess the closest place to where Memnon is at the moment. He was at the bazaar when this happened, or
Yeah, I believe you were at the bazaar, or at least like kind of the outskirts of it. Actually, no, you're in the merchants district. Let's see, for the profits one, you'd have to go. The closest one is probably the Prophet's Quarter because it's closer to the guild halls. So you could go through the guild halls to get there.
okay, yeah, we'll do that.
And that, as you move yourself through, as you move yourself from the merchant's area, and you move yourself down through to the guild halls. Uh, you see a beggar man, much like this fine fellow here, uh, kind of looking. It looks like he's putting things up on the onto the some of the walls and things like that.
And you said he was putting things up, like.
Yes, like parchments.
Oh, okay. Um, Memnon would address the man and ask him, "Excuse me there, sir. Am I in the right place? Is this the library?"
He goes, "No, no, sir. There's no library here. You have to go down many ways, if I remember exactly. The desk of the library, I would say, would be almost an impossibility at one point or another. No, I do not know what you speak, sir. I'm a simple beggar man, if that.
What are these parchments you set up over here?
I have been paid to place up these parchments, sir, and he gives you a parchment, and it's the same parchment that you saw before, the one with the wanted about the monster and the wolf-like symbol and such. He goes, "Yes, a gentleman with brown hair. Said his name was Romero Montt. Said that his master was looking for people to assist in this endeavor, and that I could get a pretty penny to put up these parchments around everywhere."
And this man, do you know where I could find him?
He thinks for a moment. He said something about a place near the nobles' quarters, if I remember. Says that his master, yes, his master is around that area, very close, yes, very close to Old Town. Rich, if you look at a map, you're at the guild halls, so you'd have to go to the merchants district all the way to get to Old Town.
Yeah. Okay. Memnon would just ask if he's sending him the way of the man he saw or the way of the master. Be clear.
Which way? What?
Uh, is he sending him towards the man that this beggar saw, or the master that the man spoke of?
He goes, no, the master, according to this monk, he does not live in Edessa. From what I have heard, he resides in another city somewhere. He did not specify or wish to clarify which of the cities his master resided in, only that he wished to for the parchments to be placed up and for able-bodied men to go and slay this beast. That is all that I was told, sir. And for the money given, putting up parchments is an easy acceptance, I guess.
It is a fair trade. I would go speak with this man. He has set many to their very deaths this night.
Well, sir, I have no telling of such things. But is that not the way of work and life here in Edessa, that every day could be your last anyway? We had a plague a good couple of months ago where many died, and yet the city came back stronger because of it. If men seek their fortune and die, then it wasn't their fortune to get then, I guess. But if you go towards Old Town, you will find this Mont. He is a man of mixed blood. A mongrel man, if I remember, but carried himself nobly.
I see. Well, thank you for your illumination. And Memnon will just abruptly go, kind of drunkenly still wary of this long conversations and kind of single-minded as he heads there. He thinks Memnon's thinking to himself how terribly bad this would be for business. People could not accept a superstition or folklore, but instead blamed craft for shoddy steel. This beast persists. This might be very bad for his career.
So it might give him an incentive to figure out this mystery. At least that's what he's thinking as he perhaps returns to his his shop to sweat out the drink, and we will let this scene come to its conclusion, as Memnon has much to do to reclaim his sullied honor.
Let me see.